Welcome to week 38 of Top 5 Steam Profiles of the Week. This series is in association with the Artwork Profiles subreddit and Steam group. Links to them are down in the description below. I'm going to be changing up the format a bit this week, and I'm going to be just telling you about the things I like about the profile and noting what they can do better, rather than just describing the profile. So anyway, let's get into this week's episode. The first profile for this week belongs to Ninjabus with a nice red themed ninja profile. I like how they use the enhanced Steam Chrome extension to make their profile red instead of blue to fit with the theme even better. So if we scroll down to the artwork showcase, I like how they use the particles in the background and make it loop well and go into the side pieces of the showcase. It all is nice and smooth and flows well. I also like how the text, "Welcome Ninjabus," is kind of floating and wiggling around. It's got a nice light sheen that I really like. We can also see the hair of the character is animated to move slightly to add that little bit of immersion, and there's a little bit of breathing happening with the character as well. That is very well done. Now for the screenshot showcase, it's really nice and really laid out, but the font makes it really hard to see at such a low resolution. Also with the animations for the titles, you can barely see them for long enough. There's more time animating than actually still and being able to read them. But I like how they use some red around the borders as well to make it look like it's sort of glowing, which looks really cool. And it's got a lot of helpful information inside the screenshot showcase. Down below that in their info box, we can see it's nice and well laid out with some emoticons added in as well. And we can see that they list their graphic designers that worked on their profile, which is really nice to see. And you can see they even just line the info box with some more emoticons. I'm not a big fan of this workshop showcase because it seems quite a bit out of place. Their favorite group, their items up for trade, their workshop showcase all fit with the ninja theme. And their favorite guide has a nice red moon. And their guide showcase, badge collector showcase, and achievement showcase all fit with the ninja theme yet again. Everything red and black looking really nice. I really like how you stuck with the theme very tightly throughout your profile. Great work. The second profile for this week belongs to Jonas. Jonas has a green Genji themed profile from Overwatch. Now to change it up a little bit, at the top of their profile they actually have a workshop showcase instead of an artwork showcase, which you don't see very often, but it's a very good space to put your name. Their background is very good for this theme that they're going for. It's nice and smoky and misty, and it just makes it so it's really easy to use in multiple situations. So we can see in their workshop showcase, we can see their name is animated with a Saber plugin, which is a free plugin from Video Copilot. And we can see that Genji in the background is slightly animated, which is nice and subtle enough just to see. In the artwork showcase, we can see a still of Genji with more Saber over the top. We can see that they've used it to make some smoke, which is a cool effect, but I think it was a tad bit overdone. It could have toned down a little bit, and I think the animation's a little too short. Their achievement showcase contains their name Jonas spelled out with up 3 achievements, but they've also got a custom achievement which has the Genji Ultimate logo, which is a very nice touch. Their info box is nice and green and very well laid out. It has some rules, some links, and some more information inside of it. Their badge collector, game collector, and items up for trade all have some green themed items and games in them. And down at the very bottom, pretty out of place, their favorite game is Team Fortress 2, especially considering that this is an Overwatch themed profile. I really like how you kept with the green throughout the profile. Maybe you can use the enhanced Steam Chrome extension to add a green border around your profile. Great work nonetheless. Next up for this week we have Lady Sinister. First thing I have to say is that I absolutely love this background. It's nice and subtle and doesn't distract too much from the piece in the artwork showcase. Getting to the artwork showcase, we can see lots of nice subtle details, such as the wand or scepter producing and dragging in particles to the glowing ball. We can also see the character in the middle is very subtly animated to be breathing in and out, and we can see that they've used the artificial sidebar to split it up into 3 equal pieces. One side says beauty, the other side says within, with some nice subtle Saber plugin effects at the top and bottom of each of the texts. Down there at workshop showcase, we can see the sort of same theme again that was in the side panels, but just with welcome. The Saber plugins and the particles loop nice and well, which is always good to see. Their achievement showcase spells out their name Aisha and then a love heart in red using Sub-Zero achievements. And then their screenshot showcase, we can see the same theme again, with love is divine being spelt out in the side panels and then having the middle dedicated to some information. All the particles and lighting effects loop well, which is really good to see. They can usually make and break some profiles from being onto the series. Now their badge collector showcase is nothing special, but their info box is nice and laid out again with subtle hints of red with emoticons. Their item showcase is absolutely filled to the brim with red items and emoticons. And the items up for trade info box is used to make a big love heart emoticon mosaic. We can obviously see that a lot of time and effort was put into this profile, and I think it really worked out in the end. The second to last profile for this week belongs to Jay Hayes. Jay Hayes has a retro cyberpunk themed profile. Even their avatar fits with the theme well. Their artwork showcase is animated nice and well with lots of subtle details such as lights blinking, a hologram, some glitches, and the little ship in the top left hand corner shining light on somebody on a building. At the bottom of their artwork showcase we can also see a little cyberpunk character breathing in and out. Their workshop showcase contains some sort of action scene which fits with the theme yet again. It looks really nice and it's really smooth. It's a shame it doesn't loop well though. The screenshot showcase is from the game Sinister, which has a lot of blinding bokeh and has some nice vibrant colors. Their info box says welcome to cyberspace and says what they're a fan of, their hobbies, and the requirements for adding them as a friend. Their favorite guide is Cyberpunk Universe with a nice cute little pixel art animation. Their favorite group is Remember Me. The game collector showcases some sci-fi games such as Deus Ex, Sinister, and Void and Mela. Their achievement showcase has some nice sci-fi themed achievements that spells out by with some blue and pink colors. I really like the theme of this profile, it's nice and colorful, which is always good to see. Now, the last profile for this week belongs to ISeeKat. I believe ISeeKat is also a lector, which has been on this series before. We can see they use the enhanced Steam Chrome extension to get rid of the blue at the top of the profile and make it see-through, which actually fits well with the profile. The badge at the top of their profile, Blue Enigma, also fits well. Their artwork showcase contains a character reaching towards the viewer with lots of subtle details throughout the animation, such as their eyes blinking and glowing, her skirt flapping around, and the diamond on top of her head glistening. The artwork showcase is outlined with this cool little frosty saber effect, I believe, with some nice looping particles flowing down from the top of the screen to the bottom. In their workshop showcase, we can see they're going with the ice theme yet again, with some nice animated symbols, which have snow and ice falling throughout them. Their screenshot showcase has another character, which has their eyes glowing and blinking in another Winter Wonderland sort of theme. The review showcase has Frozen Freefall Snowball Fight and contains a portrait with some nice and cool colors. The items up for trade spells out cat with some nice and blue and contains an emoticon mosaic of a bunny rabbit beneath it. Their achievement, badge collector, workshop, and favorite guide showcase all contain some cool little ice themed items and animations. Now, scrolling down towards the bottom of the profile, it sort of seems to stray away from the frozen ice theme and starts becoming a bit more neon, which I'm not too big of a fan of. I think you should have kept with light blue throughout the whole profile. It is very good nonetheless. Great work. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to be considered for next week's episode of Top 5 Steam Profiles of the Week, please leave a comment on this video with your Steam profile link, or leave a comment on my Steam profile saying that you'd like to be considered. Link to my profile and all the profiles featured this week will be in the description below for you to check out for yourself. I will see you guys all next week.
What the